Hi everyone. This is the last part of the radiator so far. I redid, not really redid, but I straightened it out with the fan shroud and that. But it's done until I got to put it in the car and then probably have to repolish it and that. This brass tarnishes pretty quickly around here. There, I'm cutting the hole for the shroud. I'm trying to make sure it's lining up. I could really see me screwing this up quickly. I really could. Just one slip of stupidity and ruins the whole thing. Really, it's not stupidity, it's not thinking. Maybe that's stupidity. No, stupidity is different. Anyway, I dug deep, dug deep into my stupidity and harnessed my ignorance and continued forward. Anybody recognize the red dwarf there? Anyway, I have no way to notch this stuff, and I have notchers. It's for ducts. It's for making end caps on pipes. It's insulation pipe, insulating. I have no way of notching it, so I have to use this tool here, and it works all right. But it'd be nicer to have something that notch, because you notch it exactly at 45 degrees, which makes it easier to bend without interfering the other, and then you end up closing on each other. But yeah. So I'm taking some tape. Oh, that's why it's all dirty looking. I forgot I taped that. Took some tape to hold it in place to make sure everything, and I marked it inside. Yep, nope, scissors ain't working very well. They were, but man, one slip, clear through it, starting over. Not like this is a time-consuming thing. It's just the idea. I still got over half a sheet of 10,000 brass. That's what this is made out of. So now I gotta mark that one. I don't even. There we go. Clipped it off. It was too long. I still think it. In fact, I can tell you right now, the shroud is too long. I need to cut it halfway, about before the widest part of the circle, because there's louvers down there, and I'm really not sure if I'm going to add this thing. I talked to Pete, or Pete talked to me about it, and at some point in its life they added it. I just don't think. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do what it would look like now, or then, and what time? Because man, this thing was dirty. Yeah, I know you got car guys. What? You ain't going to dirty it up, are you? Yep. No, I don't know yet. I like the looks of the car no matter what it is. I thought it was really cool. I like these. They call them Edwellian. Who the heck's Edwellian? Anyway, these type of cars had huge engines, displacement-wise, and chain drives. That's got to be on both sides. So they didn't have a differential, as far as I know. They had a tranny. They didn't have a differential. So these things must have been a monster to steer. They're made to go straight. And yet this guy raced it around Indy or oval tracks, to set a world speed record. Oh my gosh. You can see there's some black stuff on my finger now. I thought I'd copy Pete, because he had some white paint on one of his videos lately on his fingers from primer, I guess, since none of the cars are white. Unless he likes white fingernail polish. I don't think so, but that was India ink on my fingernail. it comes right off with a little bit of water. So I soldered that together, cleaning it up. Now I'm going to put the radiator together, the core. I thought I did that on the last video. I'm sorry if I repeated this. Feel free not to skip ahead. No, feel free to skip ahead. There ain't much left on this whole thing. So I had to do 2 parts because YouTube wouldn't let me do over a half hour. I really didn't want to do a half-hour video, but I didn't want to do 2 15-minute ones. So, which I don't know why. It just gives me more time to make more stuff, you know. But it's been very cool here all week, almost like fall. High in the upper 70s, low in the 60s Fahrenheit, obviously. We'd be dead if it was that hot. Did a lot of stuff outside, woodworking and that in my house shed. Anyway, here I am. I'm super gluing those plastic tabs out of clear plastic 40,000ths. I believe that's probably the last bit I have of this stuff that we can't get anymore for vacuum-forming clear canopies. Man, that stuff worked good. It really did. It worked well. First time back when I started doing this decades ago, the only thing I could use was a pop bottle or something clear. Or if you use clear acetate, when you heat it up, it shrinks and pulls. It just literally does not like doing that stuff. And then they got this in at the hobby shop. That'll tell you how long ago it was. And I bought it and I used it. I did a BF 109K 14 with the gland hood and the new tall tail and everything. It was a Revell kit, which is actually a very nice kit even today. I mean, yeah, if you're afraid of doing anything, don't buy it. But it was one of their better kits by long. It was that in the P40E. But anyway, back to this scratch building. I got that together and got it all done. Here I'm filing it out to make it, getting rid of the solder, and then every time I get up towards the top, it didn't want to, the solder worked, but it wouldn't flow into the seam. So every time I done it, it'd come apart there. No matter, you know, I had to clean it and all that, so finally got it to do it. Then the bottom decided to do it. Guess what got left at the bottom? Because I might have to cut that off if I decide to use it. So I'm soldering it from the inside. Yeah, I'll get you now. Yeah, right. I'm using my wife had these, and I found one outside on the ground for pinning ivy up or whatever to get it to grow in the right place. I found this on the ground. I picked it up and I didn't think I'd ever use it. Probably will never use it again. So I have to take it out there and find some errant ivy on my deck and do something with it. The radiator here is a bit tall, so I'm trying to get it to fit. Now that's why I put that in there. Now I got 2 pieces in there. And it's flush with the back somewhat. I gotta leave a little gap because that fan shroud gets soldered in the back there. Still not done with the fan shroud, as you can see. Now I'm starting on it. Trying to bend them, and then I notice it looks kind of funny looking at the top with those Mickey Mouse ears. Well, that's to cover when I bend a piece over, which I couldn't do because I don't have snips to do it. So I had to make a piece for it, and that's what I'm doing now. is I'm trying to figure out the angles, and I made a left and right side because they're not exactly right. Um, they're not exactly the same. So this has really been fun, but man, I could have made this a third time, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. This one's good enough. Here I'm trying to solder this mess together. Anyway, I was thinking it was good enough, so I'm pinning it down to the very well pin cushioned piece of balsa wood that no matter where I stick a pin, the hole was there already. So that's really going to hold a lot of things down. So anyway, I would use pine, but you got to use a lot of force. I want something quick and easy to pull out. Anyway, I'm pinning it down, and I'm sticking a piece of metal steel rod in there. And then I'm pinning it down. The steel rod it won't solder to. I'm trying to keep that upper part of the cathedral-looking thing together, or that it fits, so I can solder it. The other side wasn't giving me trouble, because I think it got my hole off a little bit. Hey, I don't even know if it's off on the real one, the center hole. Just like a 30-second over to the left as you're looking at it from the top. It'd be on the right if you're looking at it from the front. Man, looks like a porcupine. So here comes the soldering. It went okay, and then I noticed one side, it was lopsided. I was like, oh, for crying out loud. So I'm going to have to find some more of that flux. That's for piping, copper pipe. And it works good on brass. I got another one too. It works too, but you gotta make sure you got the right solder with that one. And it's also for piping. So, in other words, there's no lead in it. Nothing. There's no lead in the solder either. In the United States, you can't have lead in solder anyway. I always wanted to buy that European paste. You can just paste it on there. Man, that'd be nice. But I don't know if I can even get it in the country. Unless they do sell it here and they just don't have where it lives. Let me know. If anybody knows, let me know. So I'm taking my stone wheel on my Dremel and taking off solder and leveling up that brass that was overlapped a little too much. Yeah, that bottom, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to just cut. That side was a little tall. I'm gonna have to do that around the whole thing to get it even so it fits straight in there, but that's no big deal. I can do it if I add it. And I'm taking off some more brass. So, cleaning it. That's what it looks like. There's the thing. The shroud, that's the shroud sitting on the back. So anyway, please like, but I've written, hit the like